Alright guys, I'm back for the news. Xbox players were unable to play digital games this weekend during big server outage. This happened this weekend, I remember that perfectly. The Xbox Series S only plays digital games, so the outage caused quite a headache for some users, and yeah, I don't blame them. This is kind of what everybody's been saying when it comes to digital gaming being the future. It's just like, you better find some ways to make sure you ensure people's purchases, because jeez, I mean, at least with a physical copy, you don't have to worry about the freaking servers not working, you not being able to play your copy of the game. But like, this is the kind of stuff that people worry about when it comes to a digital future. Anyways, over the weekend, the network struggled with some server issues that made some digital games completely unplayable, even offline, and people spoke up to voice their frustrations. Messages posted on the Xbox account on Twitter suggest the outages began on May 6th. When users began reporting they were unable to launch games on Xbox consoles via the cloud service, resumed normally, and then had issues again. The Xbox support account said all issues were seemingly resolved as of May 8th, but the outage left fans with questions and concerns about Microsoft's policies about needing to connect to the internet to play non-live games. Yeah, and I don't blame them for that, as I said. Like, I have Elden Ring and Halo Infinite downloaded versions for the Xbox Series X, and I couldn't play either of them, and I have freaking Fallout 76 on there too, and I couldn't play. Every single one of them tried to get into it and wouldn't kick me back out. Anyways, but tell me what you guys think on that. Interesting. As we continue to push more towards the digital future, Halo Infinite locks Season 1 challenge slots unless you buy Season 2 Battle Pass. Basically, they were talking about like how if you didn't finish the progression for the Season 1 Battle Pass, you'd have to get the next Battle Pass, so you could, like, some challenge slots, and if you were to go back and try to grind through it, would be blocked. You couldn't use them. Like, you could only get a certain amount of XP with the challenge slots, and the rest would be blocked until you bought that pass. So that's basically what they're talking about here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will be revealed in June, report says, so you might actually get an announcement for a release date and a reveal trailer for this piece of... I have no idea how this series is going to turn out, to be honest with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm optimistic. Hope for the best. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will be officially announced in June, with a subsequent reveal specific to its multiplayer elements set for August, according to a new report. A report from Xbuter said the Modern Warfare 2 reveal will come via a trailer focusing on the campaign. This trailer could air in an event when E3 was meant to be according to a report. Another leak suggests that Activision will release the Modern Warfare 2 campaign trailer on June 2nd, but this is likely just the beginning for Activision's marketing and promotion efforts for the game. Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest event takes place on June 9th. An Xbox Summer Showcase is slated for June 12th. Whether or not Modern Warfare 2 shows up at either of these events, however, is unknown. I would put it in... It's possible. It's more likely possible you're probably going to see it within a week time frame when there's a bunch of gaming events going on. I would see them dropping it within that time. Certainly possible, just to spice things up more. Netflix sued by shareholders after losing subscribers. This company's going downhill. They're going the way of Blockbuster, if you want my personal opinion. Netflix shareholders have filed a lawsuit on Tuesday against the streaming giant for allegedly downplaying the impact of account sharing, increased competition, and difficulties retaining subscribers. Reuters was the first to report. I'm pretty sure any freaking service you can account share with, so I don't know why they're making a big deal about that. In mid-April, Netflix notified shareholders that its revenue growth has slowed considerably during Q1 2022, as 200,000 global subscribers have unsubscribed from the service. Netflix at the time also predicted it might lose as many as 2 million subscribers during Q2. The report had the further knock-on effect of sending Netflix stocks spiraling and sparking widespread speculation that the streaming service may no longer be a market leader. I mean, when others come in to replace it, I mean, some better options, so... I mean, I don't know why they keep freaking hammering sharing subscriptions. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're just trying to find like things to blame and stuff like that for them losing money. I have no idea what's going on with that, because every other service you can technically do that with. I don't know. It's weird. Legend of Zelda's Twilight Princess and Wind Waker Switch release rumored for 2022. Industry pundits are speculating about Nintendo filling its Breath of the Wild 2 void with ports of classic Zelda games. I don't know why they haven't done this yet, actually. Rumored ports of The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess have popped up as figures in the industry have begun speculating that Nintendo might fill the void left behind by the Breath of the Wild 2 delay with those classic games. On his YouTube channel, Venture Beats, Jeff Grubb responded to a question about Nintendo launching both Wind Waker and Twilight Princess in a single package later this year, and I would not put it past them. They want to have a Zelda thing every year. They've been holding on to this. Why wouldn't they just put it out this year? And if they don't put it out or some other Zelda thing this year instead, what is this? They had a bunch of freaking jargon here. I don't know. Anyways, they're just talking about a possible release port for these two games, and they're some of the most popular Zelda games. So I wouldn't put it past them. They're almost guaranteed to sell. Sony hiring corporate development director to find growth opportunities through acquisitions. They're basically, I think what they're referencing here is that the companies that they've been buying up, they're trying to find ways to make them more profitable, stuff like that. So they're hiring a guy to do that for them. So as 2022 continues to be the year of acquisitions, with news that Square Enix is selling Embracer Group, 3 of its Western development studios, and more than 50 IPs, it seems Sony is still looking to bolster its first party family, so make them stronger, as I said. That's because the company is now hiring for a corporate development director responsible for identifying inorganic growth opportunities through active acquisitions and more, as discovered by Robert Serrano on Twitter and reported by Video Games Chronicle. It's not surprising that Sony is looking to hire somebody like this, especially when you look at the current video game landscape. It feels like every other week a major acquisition is announced. They're trying to find people to to be able to run the companies and make them more profitable under their purview, pretty much is what they're trying to do. I mean, they're probably not done buying up studios too, so there's that as well. Voice crack, sorry about that, guys. Xbox streaming-only console is reportedly coming soon. I thought this was interesting because it only shows you that we're pushing more and more towards a digital future, with everything being on the internet at this point. You already have media on the internet, on internet through streaming services, but gaming's moving more and more towards streaming. Microsoft plans to release a streaming device that will let people play Xbox games without a console in the next 12 months. VentureBeats reports the device, which VentureBeats compares to an Amazon Fire TV or Roku, will allow customers to access the Xbox Game Pass library via cloud gaming along with streaming movie and TV platforms. So basically, it's kind of like a hardware accelerated streaming device in which you plug into your TV, and it's not all that expensive, and it plays from the cloud using maybe some small, just the minimum amount of hardware would need to be able to run sustainable streaming on your TV and stuff like that. I expect future TVs to have like the app built into it too, and have the hardware capacity to be able to run these things too. So it's not like, I don't know, it's just like we're just getting into that streaming only future, so I expect that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? That's it for today. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.